Good morning, it's the Saints man, the Small Van Courier on the CX. It's Sunday the 18th, just doing the days. Last time I left you was Wednesday evening. I was in Bridgend waiting for a load to go to Abingdon via Newport. I've got another second pickup and I'm going to do Wednesday that night, Thursday and Friday, and a general catch up on what happened in the week. Yeah, picked the load up in Bridgend about 10 to 9. It was due 9 o'clock, but it was ready at 10 to 9. I went to an address in Newport. Newport covers a large area. It was MP23 or something. It was right in the mountains, right in the top, in a village somewhere. But picked that up anyway, no problem. Abingdon. I ended up getting to Abingdon about 11 o'clock, 10 past 11 at night. And yeah, it's about 10 past 11, quarter past 11. And luckily, it was COVID, security bloke was straight there. As soon as I backed up, he'd come out, which is great. So I was trying to find him, because it's quite a big area, that there's 4 or 5 units, but he was straight there. So job easy job done. Parked up, parked for night, looked at that app on the way, and there's a nice one in Abingdon. It was right in the centre of Abingdon, right on the river. Bit back onto cricket pitch, and that was easy. Just backed it on. I was there by 20 to 12, because I went to a garage. It was a garage, 24-hour garage, which took my UK fuel card. So I topped up and I got a coffee, and I was in bed by just after 12 in the back of the van. Tramped that night, and yeah, it was good. Slept well, but I was awake about 6:15. And where I parked, there was about 4 motorhomes in the car park. The car park you pay in the day, but at night, 6 PM to 8 AM is free. So that was good. And when I woke up, I didn't realise that I was backing onto a cricket pitch. It was pitch black when I got there. Yeah, nice, quiet. The main road was about 50 yards in front of me, and I slept fine, no problem. Decided I was absolutely knackered though. I went for a walk along the river, woke myself up. Put all my kit away, sleeping bags, and got an inflatable, like a camping mattress underneath, so it's really comfy. And Abingdon, there was 2 vans in Abingdon. I thought, do I stay here? So I stay here. But I wanted to go to the toilet, so I went to Tesco's in Abingdon, got myself a sandwich, got another coffee, started having the coffee. There weren't nothing coming out of Abingdon. I put a 30-mile radius, and then a job popped up Kidlington. Which is just away from Oxford. It's about 14 mile away. Kidlington to Andover. So I quoted on it and got it. Didn't quote much on it. It was only a small job down to Andover, 46 quid all in. So it was nothing, a little job, but it got me out of Kidlington down to Andover, and I just felt pretty tired because I'd just done 2 really long days. Tuesday and Wednesday were heavy days. And I just thought, I weren't feeling to race around. I definitely wanted to get home Thursday night. I thought, yeah, I'm not staying out another night. I want a decent night's keep in my own bed. So I went down to Andover, delivered it in Andover. A job popped up pretty quick to Telford from Salisbury. Quoted on it, got it. But it didn't come through the CX straight away. So I waited, and it's a company I worked for a lot, and they've been great. And then she phoned up and said it had been cancelled. It wasn't going till the next day. So that was a pain. So I'm still in Andover. There was jobs popping up around, which was COVID test kits to Aylesbury, which I was definitely interested in, because Aylesbury is only 30 miles from my house, 30 odd miles, 35 miles. But they weren't picking up till 10 to 4, and this was like, it was midday. We've got a 4-hour gap. But in the end, I thought, sod it, let's have a nice chill out day. So I quoted on the one from Andover, where I was, and it was literally half a mile from where I was. I thought, sod it, I'll quote on it, and I'm just going to go and find a park or something, and that's exactly what I did. Quoted on it for the right money for me, got the job. Yep, give me the job, so I got 4 hours. I thought, well, if anything pops up Andover to Andover, or even Salisbury to Andover, or Southampton to Andover, I can run another job in if I have to, but I weren't that fussed. I was tired. So I did. I just went to park, which was literally a quarter of a mile from where I was going to be. parked the van up, walked around the lakes, beautiful, absolutely lovely, beautiful park. Got myself ice cream, coffee, little stroll around, tried to have a nap in the back of the van because I was a bit knackered from the night before, but it was too hot, it was really hot. So the 4 hours dragged a bit. I got a load back and over to Aylesbury, 55 quid, so I only just did over 100 quid for that day. But the previous 2 days it was over 300 each day, 320, 309. So I could afford to have a day of just chilling. And I got home. I got home to about 10 to 7 at night. And I'd literally only worked 5 hours that day, although I'd been out on the road for a good bit. I'd only done 5 hours actual work. So nice, easy day. Thursday night, I got home, say 10 to 7. I looked at the feed quickly for the next day, and there was a job on there from Little Addington to Erith, which Little Addington's a small village about 10 miles from where I am. And I quoted on that Friday morning. It was an early pickup. It was a 7 o'clock pickup, which suits me. I quoted on that good money because there's not a lot of vans in Kettering, Little Addington area that are going to be 7 o'clock. Got a phone call within about 10 minutes. Can you do that job for us? Brilliant. Tomorrow 7 o'clock's okay. Brilliant. It was from a steel welding shop. Picked up 2 frames to Erith. That was a place to find where I had to go. It's like in the marshlands. It was a little industrial area, the industrial estate in Erith. You had to go down a blooming one single road virtually. You had to pull over if a lorry come the other way, all through the marshlands to a little industrial estate, middle of nowhere, real little companies. It's rubbish. Good job the van weren't clean. It was because it was really dusty and horrible. Dropped that off, no problem. And then picked a job up from, because I got over the bridge, and I picked a job up that side of the bridge, near Blue Water. What is it? Swanscombe to Ilford. Small job. Quoted 35 quid. It was only 18 miles, but well, you know as well as I do, going across the North Circular of London can take you for God knows how long, but it weren't too bad. And that was 1 box to Ilford, industrial estate in Ilford. Nice and easy, just not much mileage. Got to Ilford, found it eventually. It was behind another unit, but found it eventually. Got that off, no hassle. And I thought I'll have a cup of coffee. There was a coffee just down the road, so I was grabbing a coffee. And in London on Friday, you've got to be selective. It's ping, 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 ping. I had about 35 jobs that had pinged in the last hour, which most of them were London. I don't want London, didn't really. But then one popped up from Ilford to Northwest 10, which is around Wembley area. That's what it said. It said Wembley area, just off Park Royal. And it was 400 yards from where I was. So, and it was only, I think it was 12 mile, 9 mile or something. I quoted 27. I normally quote 30 minimum London, but it was 9 miles, and I was like on top of the job. Quoted 27 and obviously got it, which was no problem for me. I literally went to the end of the road I was at, and it was a sandblasted grate, a metal grate, and it got to go to just off of Wembley in Northwest 10, not far from Park Royal, around the back there. It took me a while actually. It took me about an hour to get across, which, alright, I got 27 quid for it, but it was an hour of just sitting and nudging around the North Circular, but job done. And I thought, I didn't want one more little job to get me home. I'm going home. So I sort of sat in this engineer, where I dropped it, I could just park out of the way. And I turned job after job down because they weren't going my way. They were going south, they were going into London. I want to come out of London, I want to get on my way home somewhere. And the job popped up Watford to Cambridge, which Cambridge is a little bit far from me, but when I looked at it on the map, I viewed it on the map on the app, and it was between Cambridge and Bedford. It wasn't in Cambridge, it was in a village, can't tell you what it was, outside of Cambridge, but it was my side, Northampton's side. So I thought that might do me, because it's only 40 odd mile, from around 45 mile. So I quoted it, but I quoted quite high, because I wasn't far from Watford. I was about 12 miles, something like that. So I quoted quite high, and I thought if I don't get it, I don't get it. Something else will pop up surely. up my way, the Midlands. I'm looking more Midlands, but I did. He phoned me up, and there was drivers in the area, and he was picking up COVID test kits from Watford, right in the centre. I've done it before, and it's on the parade. It's Watford. There's a pedestrianised bit you cannot drive on. But you park, if you only get a clue, if you park there, park in Sainsbury's car park. The actual sat nav takes you to Sainsbury's, because the road down is by Sainsbury's. It's dead at the bottom opposite. I can't tell you what number it was, the parade. But if you park in the Sainsbury's car park, you walk, it's about 60-yard walk, 70 yards probably maximum. And it's handy because I use Sainsbury's anyway. I got a coffee, and I was a little bit early. And got there about 1:20, and it was 1:30 pickup. So I went and got a coffee in Sainsbury's and used the toilet. Walked across, yep, they're all ready, and it was going to Cambridge, this laboratory, which I hadn't been to. I've been to most of them, but I hadn't been to. Oh, you got a bit. That's all right. Anyway, job done. So I picked it up, got it to Cambridge. I spoke to my wife, Julie, my missus, and she said, can you pick up a couple of bits from Tesco's if you're coming up when you're coming home, which she meant our Tesco's. But believe it or not, I was opposite. Tesco's was the other side of the roundabout from where this laboratory was. So I thought, well, that's it, that's me done for the day. So I picked up a few bits in Tesco's and home. I was home by 4:30, job done. So I did 4 jobs that day. Started the day at 7, I was home at 4:30, and the job for that I got, total for that was 191. But I went over the bridge and under the tunnel. So there's 2 Dartford crossings, which is it's under £6. It's £5 something for me, but both ways. So I ended up doing 185. So, recap on the week. Another good week. Hit my target. Only just, because Monday I only did half a day. I only did 1 job at £95 because I was at the eye clinic in the morning. I didn't start work till 1 and just did 1 job. Tuesday, a mega job, a mega day. Did 315 quid. Did 450 miles, but did 315 quid. Wednesday, an even mega day on mileage, 560 miles, which was pretty. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is for me. But I got 325 quid. So it was a little bit down on the pence per mile. 58p that worked out at, but I had a lot of dead miles. Coming out of Barrow Furness to Preston before I got a job. And then Thursday, Friday, I've had a really lazy day Thursday. 2 jobs, £101, 180 miles. And then Friday I did 305 miles, 4 jobs. And that worked out at 60p overall per mile. Yeah, 191 quid for 305 miles. So overall for the week, my mileage was 1,665, which is about average for me. Perhaps a touch high, but it's about average. And I got £1,015, so I was 15 quid over my target. And my target, 1,000, is quite tough to reach. It's 200 a day for a little van, and that's and I only did 2 long days, 1 half day, 2 half days really, and a normal day. So just hit my target, 1,015, which is great. Mileage was 61p per mile overall over the whole lot, so we'll take that. It's now Sunday. I played golf yesterday with my mate. Got my money's worth. As you say, it was so hot. I normally do about 90, go around at about 90 to 90. I've only had about 5 games since I've started playing again. My mate is retired, he's only 62, he's retired, plays twice a week. He was a 12 handicapper, 10, 12 handicapper when we used to play a lot, and he's been going around in 80s, and he did 83, and it's a past 71, so he did around in 12 handicap. But God, it was hot yesterday, it was so hot, and it's even hotter today. I'm inside the lodge where we live, wife's at work, she's working at the cafe All Seasons. If you ever want a good breakfast, go to All Seasons Cafe at Northampton. Air conditioning's on, the dog's happy. We took her out very early this morning, just chilling now. I'm going to look over the van, make sure it's alright, ready for Monday, and I'm just generally going to chill today. I've got a nice coffee on the go and chill out. Got a job booked in tomorrow. A little bit miffed actually, a little bit miffed. I booked a job in tomorrow on Friday night. Oh, a bit tired actually. Yeah, booked a job in tomorrow, Friday night, picking up 3 miles up the road in Northampton, 9 o'clock, going to Bristol, and then on to Exeter. Yeah, sounds good. Booked the mile, I thought, yeah, put a bid in, I'll put a bid up right up there, at the top, 2 drops, put a bid, phone call from the shipper, can you do that job? Yep, I'll book it to you, that's great, lovely, sorted. I played golf Saturday, I don't have my phone on, so I turned my phone completely off, and then it's been put back an hour and a half, so it's 10:30 pickup, which is a pain, because I like to get going, although my wife's off tomorrow, so I've got a bit of a lay-in, I suppose, but I'd rather start I like to start at 7, to be honest, so 10:30 to me, yeah, I've got 140 quid, and I've just got 1 drop Bristol, 1 drop Exeter, but I'm going to be in Exeter probably 4 o'clock, maybe even 4:30. I ain't going to get nothing, I don't think, much out of there. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the feed, see if I can get something from Exeter anywhere to get me a 60 quid job to get me up to 200, which is then I can stay out and be okay. But yeah, if it had been 9 o'clock, it would have been a lot better because I'd have been done by about 2:30. I would definitely got something from Exeter somewhere, even if it's just a small job. I may still get something, don't get me wrong, but I do like starting early. I don't like the times being changed. The shipper tried to phone me, I think, because I've got a missed call from a number I don't recognise, but he didn't leave a message. But yeah, I ain't going to bother phoning the shipper, but I'm a bit miffed it got changed for an hour and a half later. I may not have quoted on it, or I may have quoted more money on it knowing I probably won't get a second job, but I may not have quoted on it at all and thought, no, I'll take my chances, get up, and there'll be something come out of Northampton earlier. But Monday can be quite quiet to start with, so we're going to run with it. I'll let you know. Anyway, have a great Sunday. Get your barbecue out, probably a couple of beers, don't do a lot today, chill out, put the sun cream on, factor 50 for me, because when I used to have hair, which is obviously a long while ago, it was ginger, and I'd just go red. But looking a bit rough this morning. We went out last night after the golf with our friends who I played golf with. We had a nice meal, so it was a bit of a late night, and I woke up early anyway because the dog was getting a bit restless, and I thought I'd take her out early, so I was up 6:15, 6:30, about 6:30 I was out the door walking her before it gets too up. But hey, let's hope for another good week, because that's for the last 7-8 weeks I've been doing alright. But I think you've got to earn it this time of year, because I think it's the time to earn it. It is the busy time. I know Christmas is busy, but I think this is the busy time, and you've got to try and make hay while the sun shines. But if you like what you see, I've got a few subscribers now, just somewhere down here apparently. You like, and if you subscribe, that'd be even better. I do what I do, you know, this is what I'm doing. A couple of people ask me questions, how do I get the work, what do I do? I just do what you guys do, I just quote and work. I've got good feedback. I've got I've been doing it since November. I've got about 145, 150 positives, no negatives. I've got good feedback, and I like to think I do a good job, and I think that helps when shippers look. Some shippers will just go for the cheapest, but I've had some who actually phone me saying, well, you're not the cheapest, but I need this job doing right, and I'm prepared to pay a bit extra because you look as though you can do it right. So hopefully that's standing me in good stead, because I think when COVID does calm down and the COVID jobs get less, I think there's going to be less work around. But at the moment, I mean, I'm doing lots of other work, but I am doing a lot of COVID as well. So we'll see. Let's hope it doesn't calm down, it keeps going, because I want a good July. I'm going away in August for a week on a boat, and I'm going away in September. Fingers crossed September. We're going on the motorbike, me and my good lady, on the Pan-European, and we're going with 2 friends, Keith and Jackie, and a couple of guys who we always go away with on holiday, and we're going to the Pico Mountains in Spain, which I've been to 3 times. Done the Pyrenees, done the Alps. Love to go touring on the bike, but obviously last year we didn't go anywhere So this has been put back a year from last September, so we're hoping to go. It looks as though it's okay. Might have to do a COVID test or something, but that's what it is. But anyway, have a good Sunday. Less rambling from me. Speak to you later in a week.